Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Keketo. I am creating this video for my audience out there and the people that are on the call today. We are just going to learn about a tax invoice. It's basically, I have a group of entrepreneurs that are with me in this call. So I just want to sensitize them on how the tax invoice is supposed to look like, especially here in South Africa, as outlined by the South African Revenue Services. So I am going to share my screen and just give you that breakdown of what is expected of you. The reason I'm doing this video today is because there are a lot of invoices that we see out there. Most of the time, small businesses, because they don't know everything, they are just running and doing their business to create money they want to create, and they miss these little things that are compliance related. And if you miss them, you can find yourself really being in trouble with the law. So let me quickly just share my screen with you here, and let's talk about the checklist, the value added, or the VAT invoice, full tax invoice, how it is supposed to look like, okay? Excuse me for that. Now, a full tax invoice, here, we have here the criteria, right? And now, the ones that I'm going to, the first criteria that I'm going to talk to you about, it's where the supply, including VAT, exceeds 5,000. So this is how the tax invoice is supposed to look, right? Because a tax invoice is a document, therefore it has to have the name, right? Because why do we have documents? Documents like tax invoice, they serve as source. It's a source of recording. They are source of information. Therefore, it has to have a name, because when you are in business, there are a lot of transactions that you conduct. Sometimes you have to issue a quotation. Sometimes it's a tax invoice. Sometimes it's a return, it's a credit note. You've returned some things. So, but it has to have a name so that people can understand. When you say a credit tax invoice, then we know what was going on. When you say it's a quotation, then we know what was going on. When you say it's a tax invoice, now we know what's going on, because we have learned, right? What is a tax invoice? What is a quotation? What is a pro forma tax invoice, and all of that. So today I just want to bring you to the attention of a full tax invoice. Make sure that when you draw up a tax invoice, you give it a name, tax invoice, or you write the VAT invoice, or you write invoice at the top of your page. That's where you need to write this. And then you need to write the name of your company, the name, the address, the business address of your company, and your VAT registration number must be written there, okay? And then again, you've got to write the name and address and of the where the recipient is a vendor, the recipient's VAT registration number, the person that you are invoicing. You've got to write their name, their address, and their VAT registration number. Now, here's the big problem. When we say the name, people write their name, they'll write KK. But it is a business, it is my business that has rendered a service. So I've got to write the name of my business. Tax invoice is not between people and people. It's really between businesses. So like mainly. So then you've got to write the name of the business. If the tax invoice is addressed in my name, I can't claim it in the books of the business. So it has to be in the name of the business and the address of the business, and then my VAT registration number should be there. And again, the date of issue of invoice. You've got to put in the date of issue of invoice. It is issued on the 10th of August 2021. It must be there. It can't not have the date because we don't know whether this transaction happened in 2021 or did it happen in 2018. Now, nobody has to be called and say, when did this happen? The invoice must have all the information. The other thing, there must be an accurate description of goods and or services indicating where applicable, if you have bought or you've sold a second-hand goods, or actually let me say you've sold a second-hand goods. Now you're writing that invoice, you've got to indicate this was for second-hand goods, because that has an allocation when we claim for VAT. If you're claiming VAT on the second-hand goods or you have charged VAT on the second-hand goods, then SARS has to know because they understand that VAT was charged initially. Now, are they charging it again, right? So, so you need to write accurate description. If you have supplied bricks, you must indicate I've supplied brown bricks, right? There must be an accurate description, or I supplied red bricks. You've got to write a clear indication, or I supplied 100 big yellow ball pens. There must be a clear and accurate description so that if anyone wants to go to where these goods were supplied, they've got to go there and look for yellow pens because it's written there, they are yellow. If you say black pens, people must say they're black pens. If you supplied computers, you've got to write there it was Samsung computers or Neo computers, so that if we have to check, we've got to go look for Neo computers. That's the reason. So there must be an accurate description of the actual goods provided or services offered. And then the quantity, how many? 10, 20, 1,000, million. We've got to put the quantity because the quantity is attached to the price, right? Yes. So again, you've got to put the value of the supply. So say you have supplied those 100 big ball pens, then that's 100. Then the value of the supply should say to us it's 2,000. Or you can even say one pen is 50 rand. Now, when there are 1,000, then it's 2,000. Something like that. And then you've got to come and say, okay, now here is the VAT amount that I charge, 15%. It must be written there, 15%. Let me say the value of the supply is 2,000. And then you've got to calculate 15% of that, which is 300. You put it there, 300, and then you say the total now is equals to 2,300. So 2,000 will come to you, 300 will go to SARS, but the person you are giving the invoice will pay 2,300. Then they will also go claim that 300 from SARS. And on the other hand, you are going to collect it from them and then pay it over to SARS. So that is how a full tax invoice according to law is supposed to be. Now, for goods that are below 5,000 rand, the invoice should contain the words tax invoice, VAT invoice, and invoice. It must have the name. And again, the name and address and VAT registration number of the supplier, the person that you are actually invoicing. And then the serial number and date of issue of invoice, you put there the date key, and then accurate description of goods and services, and then you put the value of the supply, the amount of tax charged, and the consideration of the supply, which is the value and the tax. So these are the requirements of the invoices according to SARS. I hope this has helped you. Let me just stop sharing. I hope this has helped you so much so that you can comply with the rules and regulation of our South African Reserve Services. And now the other thing that I need to share with you, I am not working for SARS. I am just an ordinary person who is working a lot with small businesses and helping them with compliance. So it's important for you to understand. This is just for educational and information purposes. I hope you learned and have a wonderful time going forward.